Hey guys, story time. Remember that I made a video about the guy who got hit, well, a car accident, I guess. Uh, it was a few months ago, like 3, 4 months ago. Anyhow, where this guy was wife was speeding and intentionally hit this Indian guy, and she was very, she was, the whole car, the passengers and the driver were very rude to the Indian guy. Started shouting at him, "Oh, look what you have hit," because she drove like a Mercedes, some sort of one of those Mercedes, expensive ones, maybe 100 grand or maybe more, and could be around that ballpark. And she told she told her husband, "Oh, tell him, oh, you're gonna buy me a new car. Thank you because you're gonna buy me a new car," something like that. And I said to him, you know what? A car accident happened. You don't need to be rude to him, you know. They were very condescending, talking down to him, and anyhow. And when I spoke to them about this, because I looked up and I saw her flying. That's just like a 50 zone or something like that. It was downtown. It's in a 50 zone. Honestly, if I tell you that she was going maybe 100 or 80 or 90, I can't remember, but it's very fast because her car, her car has a lot of horsepower under the trunk, and she's flying, and I felt the accident would have been prevented if she was taking her time, but she was not, and she would not get out of the car. My gut feeling telling me that she's drunk, because only her husband, who was the passenger, and his buddy, who was sitting in the back seat, came out and started shooing this Indian guy out. Just the way they were just talking to him, it was very rude, and condescending, and I just felt like it's really, it's not necessary, and he only just broke a light up over the next to the hood, a tiny light. Anyhow, and so I went and told the police what happened. I saw partially what happened. I couldn't really. I told the police I don't know how fast she was going, but she was at fault clearly because she's speeding. But since the police were not there to catch her speeding, so it's my say against say, And so anyhow, that's it. I gave the police my. When I went to speak to the police, a black guy was sitting in a car and talked to me very rude as well. And he goes to me, "What are you standing here for? Keep going," like that. So so I was a little bit of annoyed with him when he said that. He talks to me like I'm not supposed to stand on a sidewalk. Sidewalk is a public property, man. I can stand here if I want to, And I said to him, "Well, your officer told me if I want to give my testimony, I need to come and wait here. I'm not standing here because I'm wasting my time looking at you." You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, he goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know that where you were standing. I didn't know where you were standing next to my car for." Like, I could stand on the sidewalk if I want. You know what I mean? I could have said that, but I just said, you know what? I'm not gonna start something here. I was annoyed with him. This guy, the awe of disrespect of the police officers in Hamilton. Yeah. Anyhow, to get back to what I'm saying, why I'm bringing this up. Today, I had a knock on my door, and I went to open it, and I'm like, I didn't get a notice from this apartment building to see somebody else is going to be coming by, because you know me, guys. I don't want to deal with people in this apartment building anymore. You know what I'm saying? I want nothing to do with them. I don't want anyone to be friendly. Because I'm tired of being fake. The other, So anyhow, he knocks on my door. I'll tell you the other things I'm gonna tell you afterward. Anyhow, I opened the door. I was a police officer. He told me, "Well, we came to notify you, since you are eyewitness. This person is being charged for making an unsafe turn or something, in danger in public, something like stupid like that. In danger in public. The wife is in danger in public because the way she's going like 50. It's supposed to be 50, but she's going like 80 or 90. Who's endangering? But I just said to him, you know what? This woman was clearly drunk. I said to the officer. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, they've done something. You just don't want you to go to court to give your testimony, what happened or whatnot." Anyhow, and this person is being charged. And I looked at the name, the Indian guy. I went batting for him, whatnot. He's like Krishna something. So I know he's from India. But anyhow, they gave me a date and they told me April 1st, I think it was. And they said to go, if you don't want to go be present in court, you can go online and you can do it remotely if you don't want to, But I'm not going to do it remotely. I'm going to go there in person because I want to see that guy again. The one who threatened me. He's clearly not afraid of anybody, not even the police. Because he threatened to come by my apartment and to hurt me in front of the police. He says, "I'm going to come by my apartment." Obviously, he said it. He doesn't know where I live. But he said it like he knew where I lived. And he says, "I'm going to come by your place today. Oh, you by your place, and I'm going to deal with you." That's what he said to me in front of the cop. Did the cop do anything about it? No. The cop did nothing. And I said to the cop, "This guy is, before you guys got here, they were circulating this Indian guy and calling him names and condescending and talking to him like he's an idiot, And I told him exactly what they said, what his wife said, buying me a new car and stuff. So I know the accident, she intentionally ran into this guy because she wanted this car to be written off, something. And so she could get a new car, which is fine. It's none of my business. It's not my thing to deal with. It's not the point. Anyhow, I don't care. They give her a Lamborghini, give her a Rolls Royce, give her whatever, I don't really care. Anyhow, this guy is still giving me a finger in front of the cops. He literally gave me a finger. And the cop, you know what the cop says to me? He goes, yeah, just stand over here. Don't look at him. Yeah. So, a person could threaten your life in front of the cop and giving you a finger and insult you. Well, a finger is not really something you can charge somebody with, But anyhow, but threatening me in front of the cop, telling me that he's gonna come by my place and gonna deal with me. And I know he's just saying stuff because he's also I feel like he was been drinking as well. But he was not behind the wheel, so that nothing could be done against him, because his wife was driving, not him. And but he could tell to be that gutsy and to do that, all of that in front of the cop, that means you're under influence of some sort. You know what I mean? And a very threatening manner and manners and stuff. And the cop, did you think the cop charged him for threatening me? No, they didn't. They didn't do anything. When I was talking to the three cops together, I said to him, "You guys, before you got here, These guys are really rude to the guy that his wife ran into, and I told him exactly what they said. I said to him, guys, don't be fooled by all this facade they have built around them. These people are arrogant and obnoxious and stuff. You know, one of the cops says to me, he goes, "Yeah, we can see that." Yeah, so you can see that. Why can't you just do your job? You know what I mean? Say, he threatened me. You know what I'm saying? And who should be charged for it, right? When somebody threatens your life, then that's what you need to do. You need to charge that person for. But he witnessed it. I don't have to say, "Oh yeah, I want to press charges." No, you could say, you threatened this person, and that's what you need to be done. But no, they didn't do anything. Lack of training, whatever. You know what? I've been in this city for a long time, off and on. I've been in Canada over, 36 years. And I've seen it all. I've seen a lot of BS. And I've seen people come and go. And I've seen changes happening in Canada where foreign, are not being welcome. I'm not saying me as a foreign. I'm saying in general, are not welcomed here, they keep flooding the country with, certain nationalities, like it's easier for Indian to get to Canada than a black person from Africa or other, you know what I mean? It's like it's easier for them. And that was Trudeau did. Trudeau did big deals. Trudeau make deals with India government, and so now Mark Carney is doing the same BS. Anyhow, the whole thing is out of whack. Canada becoming, wacky, full of, It's not, you know what? It's not Canada per se. It's not the country. It's people running the country, and the governments. The government running, and also who the government report to. The government report to this globalist. And when you understand how the system works, you understand who's running the show. Canada cannot tie a knot if they're given a chance to do it. You know what I mean? They don't make their own decision. Canada is not a sovereign country. It's a slave of United Kingdom, and people thinking Canada is independent. Oh, we're no longer part of, the monarch, whatever, which is not true. They're still running the show here. If you look at the House, I can't remember her name. This lady, I can't remember her name, but she's not elected by the House. She's not elected by the government. She's been elected by the crown in the House. She's running the show behind the scene. You understand? And she's related. So Canada's not really sovereign, you know what I mean? Or I understand things because I'm vigilant and I can see BS, you know what I mean? I can see, you know what? People come and go, right? But I am never gonna stay in this country. I'm never gonna align my views with Canada because I know what Canada have done to my family. They put my mother in a grave, my dad and my aunt, my brother in a wheelchair. They've done horrible things to me. And so I know what Canada's all about, So nothing to be proud of, And there's nothing to be proud of being a Canadian, you know what I mean? We're all foreign in the end, remember that. Only people who are indigenous to this land are native, So everybody you see here, it doesn't matter how many generations you were born here, 10 generation Canadian, whatever, you still, originally your ancestors are from somewhere else. So I don't call myself a Canadian. I'm a foreign person, just like everybody else. even if I was born here, even my ancestor came from here, you know, even my ancestors were born here. I mean, but they came from somewhere else. We're still not really indigenous to the land. You understand? So when you understand that, then you understand how the system operates. Yeah. When you understand it, you understand how the system operates. Anyhow, this guy, now I have to go to court. I could have done a virtual, but I'm just gonna go there, But the other thing I wanted to talk about is, these people been, for the longest time, they've been trying to, a lot of trickery, a lot of planning, a lot of planning where these people, they want to give me stuff. I used to live up in the mountain, Upper James, with the Sudanese guys and whatnot. And I moved out because they were part of the collective targeting me. So I moved out, because the guy who was renting the room from me, he was talking about me, talking garbage about me, So anyhow, I ended up moving out. And I blocked him. I want nothing to do with him, And anyhow, he called my brother. He goes, "Oh, we received this paperwork to the, what do you call that thing where you, what do you call it? Jury duty, Yeah, it was jury duty. They received paperwork. They asked me to do a jury duty in here in Canada. So he called my brother. He goes to him. He has like paperwork for jury duty in, and my brother. He said to my brother, "Where should I send it?" I said to my brother, "Don't give him my address. I don't want to see this mother f. Excuse my French, guys. I don't want to see this person anymore." After I moved out, I moved out because he was talking about me, He was talking trash about me, right? And so I moved out because I didn't say anything to him. I didn't confront him what he said, what he was talking about me negatively and stuff. I didn't confront him about what he was saying. I didn't say I moved out because you were saying this and that. I just kind of packed up my stuff and I moved out without, I gave him notice. But, I just packed up my stuff and I left quietly without, tipping the boat, And but anyhow, he called my brother and he said, received a letter for your brother. It's just about, jury duty, whatever. And I'm nothing to be excited about, I've been here in Canada 36 years. I've never received a jury duty. Now all of a sudden, things like that coming in the mail. Like, so is this being eyewitness for this accident? Yes, I went and gave my testimony that night, what happened. And I gave my testimony that night. So obviously something needs to be done, whatever. But I never been to court for any of this stuff, And I'm gonna tell you why. Why all of a sudden things like that happening, sending me like, jury duty, and now they asking me to go to court to testify, even though I gave my testimony that night. They could have had me sign paperwork and then that's it. But calling somebody, asking them to go for testimony and stuff, it's like, you can tell it's very calculated and stuff, I'm gonna tell you why. Because Canada, they're feeling kind of way how they've done me wrong, and they want to make it right. I don't want anything. I've been saying that. I've been, crying out loud that I don't want anything from them. I don't want them to give me anything. They keep trying to align jobs for me. They're trying to do things. You understand? They want to get me back to, they want to give me something because they feel guilty what they've done. It's too late to feel guilty now. You put my mother in a grave. You've done all these horrible things, And so do not make it, do not try to make it right. You know what I mean? If you want to make it right, make it just. Bring everybody who targeted me, everybody who participated in this program to be in a trial and to be judged, to be publicly announced. Where Canada got the orders to attack my family, and to attack any targeted individuals. Make it public. Bring all these people who are participating in this program to be into court. And to come in to everything to be publicized in the news and stuff. But don't try to give people stuff, hush money, or line up jobs only people or the elite people have authority over. I know, I do get it. They can make jobs. Jobs are not really available to the public where they have access to. They can give you that, They can give you that. They want to get me to this court system or judicial system or whatnot to because they know I'm very good in judging, situations and stuff. So they want to get you in this legal system, to give you authority and stuff, give you a job within the legal system. High up job, not like entry level. You understand? So I know all of this, what is this all going, I'm just saying is, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. I don't want you to give me anything. I'm not interested in receiving anything, so you can feel good about yourself. So people can feel good about themselves. And they feel like, they made it right. No, I don't want anything from you guys. It doesn't matter how hard you're going to work. I'm going to reject everything you offer me. Okay? To be continued.